here is the Writer's Almanac for Friday, June the 4th, 2021. It was on this date in 1896 a young engineer, Henry Ford, completed the building and successfully tested his first experimental automobile, which he called the quadricycle. It was on 4 bicycle tires. He'd been working on it for 2 years out in the shed behind his house on Bagley Avenue in Detroit. It was all ready to test when he discovered it was too wide to go through the door of the workshop, so he had to take an axe to the door frame and the bricks and open up the garage, and soon he was rolling down Grand River Avenue. 2-cycle, 4-horsepower engine. It could go up to 20 miles per hour. It had 2 gears and no brakes, ran on ethanol. It was steered by a tiller. Was not much to look at, but the test drive was a success. And it was on this date, 1919, the 19th Amendment passed the Senate and gave American women the right to vote, an amendment drafted by Susan B. Anthony with the help of Elizabeth Cady Stanton. It was first formally introduced in 1878. It didn't come up before the Senate in 1887. It was voted down, wasn't considered again until 1914, defeated again. But in 1918, President Wilson threw his support behind the suffrage movement. During the war, women had entered the workforce in large numbers. Wilson said, "We have made partners of the women in this war. Shall we admit them only to a partnership of suffering and sacrifice and not to a partnership of right?" And the amendment passed both houses of Congress the following spring. Here's a poem for today by Kristen Lindquist, How Baseball Saved My Marriage. One happy hour drink in Orono, and now I'm driving up the Penobscot just for kicks, past the bridge to Indian Island, past the just-closed Georgia Pacific plant, tidy yards of Milford, place of 1,000,000 parts, junkyard, the drink still warm in my belly, the strong, true edge of things glowing with rich clarity in the late summer, late afternoon light. Dylan's tangled up in blue on the radio, dozens of migrating nighthawks flit over fields along the river, crickets shrill in tall grass, window draft tickles my tan shoulders. Later tonight, the Red Sox will win with another big poppy walk-off homer that'll make me whoop to myself in the car. But for now, I'm moving through Olamon, Passadumkeag, away from the river, into the woods. It's the end of a long day, but there still seems to be plenty of time and road ahead. Something about the light, the beauty of the sky, makes me think I should keep going right on to northern Maine, all the way to Canada. I could just keep driving all night, potato fields north of Holton, balancing the dark outside my car windows, lights across the St. John beckoning me over the border. I've got a full tank of gas, credit cards in my wallet. I could drive all the way to Nova Scotia or Prince Edward Island, stay in some quaint inn on a craggy coast, walk low beaches in search of sandpipers heading south from the Arctic. How far north do roads go? But it grows late, shadows deepen, and so far from home, I realize I don't know the station broadcasting tonight's game. So, it's finally baseball that curbs my sudden wanderlust. It's the simple pleasure of a good game coming up that makes me turn around to re-enter the bubble of radio reception, to start the long drive back to everything familiar and well-loved. A poem by Kristen Lindquist, How Baseball Saved My Marriage, from her collection Transportation, published by McGuntacook Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.